I never believed in haunted houses. Not until I heard my own voice whisper from an air vent at 3:17 a.m. while I was asleep. My name is Ryan. 3 years ago, I moved into a cheap rental house outside a small town in Montana. The place was old, really old. The landlord told me the previous owner had died inside, but houses don't scare me. People do. So I signed the lease. The first week was normal. The second week, things started changing. Every night at exactly 3:17 a.m., I woke up. No reason. No nightmare. No noise. Just awake. Every single night. I blamed stress. Then one night I heard something. A faint scratching sound. Above my bedroom. Inside the ceiling. Scratch. 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 Like someone crawling. I grabbed a flashlight. The attic entrance was in the hallway. I climbed up. The attic was empty. Dust everywhere. No footprints. No animals. Nothing. Yet the scratching continued, directly above me, as if something was moving inside the walls. Watching. Waiting. A few nights later, I woke up again at 3:17 a.m. But this time, my bedroom door was open. I always slept with it closed. Always. The hallway outside was dark, silent. Then I heard a voice, soft, barely audible, coming from the hallway. Ryan. My heart stopped. I lived alone. The voice sounded like a woman. I grabbed my phone flashlight. The hallway was empty. Nobody there. Then I heard it again. Closer. Ryan. The voice wasn't in the hallway. It was inside the wall. I backed away, and that's when I noticed something. The vent above my bedroom door. Someone was breathing through it. Slow. Wet. Human breathing. The next morning I checked every vent in the house. Nothing. No signs anyone had been there. No hidden rooms. No explanation. But that night, the whispering returned. Except this time, it wasn't calling my name. It was repeating something, over and over. Don't go upstairs. Don't go upstairs. Don't go upstairs. The problem. The house didn't have a second floor. Only an attic. I tried ignoring it for 2 days. Then curiosity won. At 3:17 a.m., I climbed into the attic again. The scratching stopped immediately. The silence felt wrong, like walking into a church after a scream. My flashlight swept across the darkness. Boxes. Dust. Cobwebs. Then I saw footprints. Fresh footprints. Bare feet, leading deeper into the attic. They weren't there before. I followed them. Every step made the wood creak. The footprints ended near the back wall. That's where I found it. A small wooden door hidden behind insulation. No handle. No lock. Just a tiny door. I pushed it open and found a room. A room that wasn't on any blueprint. Inside were hundreds of photographs, covering every wall. Photographs of people sleeping. Men, women, children, all asleep. All taken through windows. Some were decades old. Others looked recent. Very recent. Then I saw a photo of myself, sleeping in my bed, taken 3 nights earlier. I ran. I didn't care who was in that house. I wasn't staying. I grabbed my keys, jumped into my truck, and drove straight to a motel. I stayed there until sunrise. Then I called the police. They searched the house. Found nothing. No secret room. No photographs. Nothing. The hidden door was gone, as if it never existed. The officers thought I was having some kind of breakdown. Eventually, they left. I felt stupid. Maybe I really was imagining things. Maybe stress was getting to me. So I moved back in. Worst mistake of my life. 3 nights later, I woke up at 3:17 a.m. The room was freezing. My breath was visible. Then I heard my phone ring. Unknown number. I answered. Silence. Then I heard breathing. Slow. Wet. The same breathing from the vent. Then a voice. My voice. Exactly like mine. It whispered. I'm under the bed. The call disconnected. I froze. I was sitting on the bed. Something underneath me started scratching the wood. Slowly. Deliberately. Scratch. 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 I jumped off the mattress, ran out of the room, and locked myself in the bathroom. The scratching continued for hours. When morning came, I checked under the bed. Nothing. But carved into the floorboards was a message. A fresh message, written in deep scratches. 2. Slow. That's when I installed cameras. Every room, every hallway, every entrance. I wanted proof. The first night, nothing happened. The second night, nothing happened. The third night, I finally caught something. At Shamwasendin, the camera in my bedroom glitched. Static filled the screen. For exactly 17 seconds, when the image returned, someone was standing beside my bed, watching me sleep. Tall, thin, completely black. No face, no eyes, no mouth, just darkness shaped like a person. Then the footage cut out. When the recording resumed, it was gone. I called the police again. This time, they took it seriously. An officer watched the footage. His face went pale. He asked if I edited it. I said no. He didn't respond. He simply handed the flash drive back and left. I never heard from him again. Days later, I learned something terrifying. The previous owner of the house, a woman named Evelyn, had vanished. Not died. Vanished. The landlord lied. No body was ever found. Neighbors claimed they heard her talking to someone through the vents every night. Eventually she disappeared, and the whispering stopped, until I moved in. The next week, things escalated. I started finding notes, folded pieces of paper, hidden everywhere, inside cabinets, inside drawers, inside my shoes. Every note had the same message. Look up. I refused. For days. Then one night, I finally did. There was someone hanging upside down on the ceiling above me. Its face was inches from mine. White skin, black eyes. A smile stretched impossibly wide. I screamed. The creature vanished instantly, as if it had never been there. But the smell remained. Rotting flesh, wet earth, death. I packed everything that night. I was done. The house could burn for all I cared. I loaded my truck, started the engine, then looked toward the second floor window. The house didn't have a second floor. Yet there it was, a lit window, someone standing behind the glass, watching me, smiling, drove away, and never returned. For months, nothing happened. No whispers. No calls, no notes. I thought it was over. Then one night, I woke up at exactly 3:17 a.m. in a completely different apartment, hundreds of miles away. I heard scratching inside the wall. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Then a whisper, coming through the vent. Ryan. My blood turned cold. I moved again. And again, and again. It didn't matter. The voice always found me. Last month, I finally understood what it wanted. I received a package with no return address. Inside was a single photograph, a picture of me, sleeping, taken 2 nights earlier, in my current apartment. Written on the back were 4 words: "You never left." Then I noticed something hidden in the photograph, a dark figure standing beside my bed, watching me sleep, smiling, The same figure from the house. The same figure from the cameras. The same figure from the ceiling. And behind it, on my bedroom wall, was a vent. Last night, at exactly 3:17 a.m., the voice came back. Only this time it didn't whisper. It screamed. And from inside the vent, something screamed back. The exact same scream. Now it's 3:16 a.m. I'm writing this before the clock changes, because every night, the scratching gets closer. And tonight, it's coming from inside my room. Scratch. 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 The end. I used to work the night shift, monitoring traffic cameras for a highway department in Montana. Most nights were boring. Accidents, broken down cars, drunk drivers. Nothing unusual, until camera 47 started showing something that wasn't supposed to exist. And according to official records, camera 47 wasn't even connected to the system. My name is Daniel. This happened in January 2024. I still have nightmares about it. I worked from 11 p.m. until 7 a.m. inside a small traffic monitoring center. The job was simple. Watch hundreds of highway cameras, report accidents, call emergency services if necessary. That's it. One snowy night, around 2:41 a.m., a camera feed appeared on my monitor. Camera 47. I frowned. I had never seen camera 47 before. The highway system only had 46 active cameras. I checked the list. Nothing. No camera 47. Yet, there it was. A live video feed. The image showed a lonely stretch of road surrounded by dark pine trees. No cars. No lights. Nothing. Then I noticed something strange. There was no timestamp. Every camera feed had one. This didn't. I called my supervisor. He checked the system. No record existed. No location. No serial number. Nothing. He told me it was probably a software glitch. Then he went back to his office. For the next hour, the camera showed the same empty road. At 3:52 a.m., a person appeared, far in the distance, standing in the middle of the highway, completely still. The figure didn't move. Didn't walk, didn't turn, nothing, just stood there. Snow fell around it. Cars never passed. The road remained empty. I zoomed in. The image became grainy, but I could make out a man wearing dark clothes. His face was hidden. Then something happened. The figure suddenly looked directly at the camera. Every hair on my body stood up. Because the camera was mounted nearly 40 feet above the road, there was no way he should have been able to see it. Yet he stared straight into the lens. A second later, the feed went black, then returned. The man was closer, much closer. I nearly jumped out of my chair. There had been no movement, no walking, no transition. One frame, he was hundreds of feet away. The next, he was much closer. The feed flickered again, closer, again, closer, like something was skipping pieces of time. Within 10 seconds, the figure was standing directly beneath the camera. Then he slowly raised his head. I froze. His face looked wrong, not injured, not distorted, just wrong. Like an AI trying to create a human face but getting every detail slightly incorrect. The eyes were too large. The smile was too wide. The skin looked stretched. The camera suddenly cut out. I breathed out, relieved. Then my desk phone rang. The caller ID displayed, camera 47. My stomach dropped. I answered. Silence. Then breathing. Slow. Wet breathing. I hung up immediately. 5 seconds later, the phone rang again. Camera 47. Again. 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 Each time I answered, the breathing sounded closer. Finally, a voice whispered, Turn around. I didn't. I couldn't. The voice whispered again. Daniel. I had never given my name. The room felt freezing cold. Every monitor around me suddenly turned off, except camera 47. The feed was back, but now the camera wasn't showing a highway. It was showing my office, my exact office. The angle came from behind my chair. Someone was standing directly behind me. I couldn't see them in real life, only on the monitor. Tall, thin, motionless. I slowly turned around. Nothing. The room was empty. When I looked back at the monitor, the figure was gone. In its place appeared a message. White text. Black screen. Check the exit door. I don't know why, but I listened. I walked across the room, opened the emergency exit. Fresh snow covered the parking lot. And there, standing beneath the streetlight, was the same man from camera 47, looking directly at me, smiling. I slammed the door shut, called police. They arrived 20 minutes later. Nobody was outside. No footprints. No tire tracks. Nothing. The next morning, IT technicians searched the entire system. There was no camera 47. Never had been. No files. No recordings. No logs. Nothing. Everything was gone. Except one thing. A single image saved automatically on my desktop. The final frame from the feed. The man standing behind my chair, looking down at me, smiling. I quit the next day. 6 months later, I received an email from an unknown sender. No subject. No text. Just one attachment. A photograph, taken from inside my apartment while I was sleeping. In the corner of the image, the same smiling man stood beside my bed. And at the bottom of the photo, one sentence, camera 48 is now active. I moved, changed jobs, changed phone numbers, changed everything. But every once in a while, usually around 2:41 a.m., my phone lights up. Unknown number. And when I answer, I hear the same breathing. Slow, wet, close. As if whoever was watching me on camera 47 never stopped watching. The end. I worked as a night delivery driver in rural Ohio for almost 3 years. And in all that time, there was only one address I refused to visit again. Not because of dogs. Not because of criminals. Not because of bad weather. But because the person waiting for that package should have been dead. This happened is October 2024. The night started normally. Rain tapped against my windshield. The roads were empty, and my delivery app showed only 4 stops left before I could go home. 3 were normal, and the 4th one wasn't. The address was located on a road called Hollow Creek Lane, a place surrounded by endless woods. No streetlights, no neighbors, no cell signal, just darkness. When the GPS loaded the location, a warning appeared on my screen. Customer requested hand delivery only. Do not leave package unattended. That wasn't unusual, but underneath was something I had never seen before. Customer has requested this package every month for the past 17 months. I remember laughing. Who orders the same thing every month for almost 2 years? The package was small, lightweight, no return label, only a barcode. Rain became heavier as I drove deeper into the woods. The GPS eventually lost signal, but the route was already downloaded. 10 minutes later, I saw the house. It looked abandoned, paint peeling from the walls, broken porch railing, every window dark, no vehicles outside, no signs of life. I checked the address twice. It matched. The app told me to deliver before midnight. The time was 11:53 p.m. I grabbed the package and walked toward the porch. The wooden steps groaned beneath my feet. Then I noticed something strange. The front door was already open, just slightly, not enough to see inside, just enough to reveal darkness. I knocked. Nothing. I knocked again. Still nothing. Then a voice came from inside, very old, very weak. Come in. Every instinct told me not to, but company policy required a signature. I pushed the door open. The smell hit me first. Dust, mold, and something rotten. My flashlight revealed a hallway covered in old photographs. Hundreds of them. Every photo showed the same man, standing in front of that house, year after year, decade after decade. But he never seemed to age. The same face, the same smile. I felt uneasy. Hello? I called out. The voice answered from another room. Kitchen. I followed the sound. An elderly man sat at a table, thin, pale, motionless. He looked at least 90 years old. His eyes never blinked. I handed him the package. Need a signature? The old man smiled. You always ask. I frowned. What? He pointed toward me. You always ask for a signature. A chill ran through my body. What do you mean, always? The old man laughed softly. You've been bringing these packages for a long time. I had never seen him before. Sir, this is my first delivery here. The smile disappeared. No. His voice became serious. It's your 17th. Silence filled the room. I opened the app. Sure enough, the delivery history showed 17 completed deliveries. Same address, same package, same customer. My blood turned cold. I had never delivered here before. I would have remembered. The old man slowly signed the device. Then he whispered something. Do you remember what happened the first time? I stepped back. What happened? The old man stared directly into my eyes. The accident. My stomach dropped, because 3 years earlier, I had been involved in a crash. A truck crossed into my lane. I survived. The other driver didn't. For a few seconds, I couldn't remember anything after the impact. Doctors called it memory loss. The old man smiled again. That's when it started. I turned and walked toward the door. Fast. Something felt horribly wrong. Halfway down the hallway, I stopped. The photographs. I looked again. The man wasn't the only thing appearing in every photo. There was someone else, standing beside him. A delivery driver, wearing different uniforms throughout the decades. FedEx, UPS, local couriers, independent drivers, dozens of them, and every single one looked terrified, including me. In the newest photograph, I was standing beside the old man, holding a package. The photo was dated next month. My heart nearly stopped. I ran outside. The rain slammed against my face. I jumped into the van, locked the doors, started the engine. The dashboard clock read 11:53 p.m., the exact same time as before. I blinked. The delivery app chimed. New delivery assigned. The address appeared. Hollow Creek Lane. The same house, the same package. I stared at the screen, unable to breathe. Drove away. Fast. The road seemed endless. 10 minutes. 20 minutes. 30 minutes. The woods never ended. The GPS arrow kept spinning in circles. Then headlights appeared behind me. A delivery van. Old. Rusty. No company logo. It followed me, no matter how fast I drove. Closer. 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 Then it pulled beside me. The driver looked exactly like me. Same face. Same uniform. Same terrified expression. He turned toward me and mouthed 4 words. Don't make the delivery. Then his van slammed into a tree and vanished. Gone. as if it never existed. I nearly crashed. My hands shook uncontrollably. The delivery app chimed again. Customer awaiting. Then another notification. Customer awaiting. Then another. Customer awaiting. Over and over. Hundreds of notifications. Until the screen froze. Then one final message appeared. You were never supposed to live. The engine died. The headlights went dark. And standing in front of the van, in the middle of the road, was the old man, holding the package, the same package I had already delivered. He smiled and whispered through the rain, "See you next month." Everything went black. I woke up in a hospital 2 days later. Police found my van wrapped around a tree. No sign of another vehicle. No package. No old man. Nothing. The strangest part, when I checked my delivery account after recovering, there was no record of Hollow Creek Lane. No customer. No package. No completed deliveries. Except for one thing. Every month, on the same date, at exactly 11:53 p.m., my phone receives a notification, a delivery request, from an address that doesn't exist. And every time, the customer name is the same. My own name. I never accept it. But every month, the request comes back. Still waiting for a delivery that was never meant to end. The end.